Okay, guys, so this is my second viewing review of Spider-Man Homecoming. So many people act like we're personally attacking them for our opinion. We're not personally attacking anybody. If you like the film, you're entitled to that your opinion. You're entitled to like the film if you like the film. We're also entitled to not like the film if we do not like the film. So many people write in the comment box like we're personally attacking them, like we have their kids or their pets or something held hostage and we're forcing them to come to our side of thinking. And that's not the way it is at all. We have our opinion, you're entitled to yours, you respect ours, we respect yours. So I'm going to talk in this review as a normal person would talk. I'm not going to rant, I'm not going to yell, I'm not going to do anything. If you can't tell from the pictures behind me, I'm a huge Spider-Man fan. I own every issue of Web of Spider-Man, Peter Parker Spider-Man, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Sensational Spider-Man. I own almost every issue of Spectacular Spider-Man and almost every issue of Amazing Spider-Man, including issue number 1. Okay, I am a hardcore Spider-Man fan. I've been following this character since I was in 5th grade. I am 34 years old. Okay, I've been following this character a lot. Spider-Man means something to me. He's just not a character on a printed page. I've been following his stories from the good to the bad, and I have a certain way I want to see Spider-Man portrayed. So, went into Homecoming. Did not like it the first time. Did not like it the first time at all. I had a lot of problems with that movie. Seeing it the second time, I walked away enjoying the film much more. Tom Holland, Peter Parker, fantastic. Tom Holland did a great job in this movie as Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton, fantastic. If you're going to put Michael Keaton's Vulture in the MCU, I think he is probably on par with the top villain in the MCU. He's fantastic. He has so much depth to his character, and Michael Keaton just portrays him fantastically. The Scorpion reveal, I actually did like that because that was the Scorpion in the Ultimate Comics. And there was actually 2 Scorpions in the Ultimate Comics. In the first series of Ultimate Spider-Man, Peter Parker's clone was the original Scorpion, but that was never really confirmed as the official Scorpion. He was just a version of Scorpion. And then when Miles Morales came along in the very first series of his run, we got the Scorpion that they showed in Homecoming. So I actually dig that. That was a big. If you're a comic book reader, that was kind of a wink to you guys, and I dig that one. Donald Glover was playing Aaron Davis, and he did reference Miles Morales because I am a fan of Miles Morales, regardless of what people think. I actually like Miles Morales. I own all of his comics. I read all of his comics. I got his first appearance. I love Miles Morales. I think he's a great character. So that was some of the stuff I did like. Some of the things that I hated originally, like I really hated Flash Thompson the first time. The second time I go watch it, I flipped the switch in my mind where, okay, this is the different Flash Thompson, just go with it. And I went with it, it's fine. The Betty Brant thing, I'm fine with that too. It's like, hey, this is a different version of Betty Brant, but we're still kind of having her do the news stuff and thing like that. So I'm fine with the Betty Brant thing too. The Liz Allen thing, which I was fine originally, the second time I watched it, I wasn't really that fine with it. Mostly because of the actress. The actress, if you go back and watch it the second time, that actress can't act. And I don't want to hear anybody saying, well, it's because she's young. No, that's bullcrap. Go look at the little kid who played in Room. Sorry, I don't mean to insult you. Girl, you cannot act. She did a horrible job in that movie. Let's get to the suit thing before I get to the character. I was pissed off because this suit was talking. I was fine when the suit was silent, but once that suit started talking, it felt like I was watching Iron Man Jr. And the second time I watched it, I noticed it's a very small part of the movie. The movie is about 2.5 hours long. It's like 2 hours and 14 minutes, but rounded off, it's about 2.5 hours long. And the suit talks for maybe about 15 or 20 minutes of that. So it's a very small part of the movie, and it happens about a little over an hour into the film, and then the whole thing with the fairy happens, and then the suit's taken, and then you don't hear it for the rest of the movie. So it's a very small part. So the second time I was able to watch the movie, I was like, okay, this happens much later than I thought initially when I first seen the movie, and it didn't happen as long. So hopefully they hear the backlash from people not liking that, and then in the second movie they just take that part out of the movie. Just I don't want to hear that damn suit talk. I don't want to hear it talk at all. You have a character who looks like Genki, acts like Genki, does everything a Genki can do, but you call him Ned Leeds. If you guys aren't familiar, Ned Leeds is a character in Spider-Man lore. He plays the Hobgoblin. So you take a character from the Miles Morales comics, you take him, every bit of him, other than his name, and you take another character, and you don't take nothing from him but his name, and then you combine it and you make this character Ned Genki. Okay? Don't do that. You are changing things just on the fact of changing it. It's one thing to update Flash Thompson, but in the end of the day, he's still a dickhead who is Flash Thompson. I can deal with that. You change Betty Brant, but at the end of the day, she's still named Betty Brant and she's still involved with news, even though it's high school news instead of actual news. I can deal with that. Name him Genki. That is who that character is, Genki. Don't call him Ned Leeds. Every time I see that movie, he will for always be known as Genki. He is never going to be Ned Leeds. You can say the name Ned a million times in the movie. He is never going to be Ned. He's going to be Genki. Now we get to the Zendaya situation. There's been a whole thing with this for over a year. Is she Mary Jane? Is she not Mary Jane? Her name is Michelle, but her name is MJ. In the movie, she goes, my friends call me MJ. But in the beginning of the movie, Peter and Genki say, why are you sitting with us? She goes, because I have no friends. And then later at the end of the movie, she's like, my friends call me MJ. How do you have no friends? Did your imaginary friends call you MJ? Who calls you MJ? And then Genki calls her out on him, like, I thought you said you don't have any friends. And then she's like, well, I do now. Meaning them. Meaning Peter Parker, Genki, and all them. But they still never call her MJ. So, I don't get it. If you want to make Zendaya MJ, fine. I don't care. Make her MJ. The problem is, once again, you're taking a name. And I know MJ is not technically a name, but in the Spider-Man lore, MJ is just as much her name as Mary Jane. And you're taking a character named Michelle, who is nothing like Mary Jane. I really kept an eye on Zendaya this time in this movie. And she's really, really weird. Like nothing like MJ. She literally, go back and watch this movie, she stalks Peter Parker. Everywhere he goes, she's there. And she's watching him. And she's keeping an eye on him. And she's drawing him. And she follows him everywhere she goes. Like she has this huge crush on him. And she's just stalking everywhere he goes. And then you name her MJ. Now, if Kevin Feige would come out and say, look, she's not really MJ. It was just a wink to the fans saying, yeah, guys, it's an Easter egg. MJ, ha, it's a joke. And they don't really say she's MJ. That's fine. In the next movie, somehow they retcon her and like, well, I was adopted. My name is Mary Jane. But, I was adopted. My other name is Michelle or something. Something to retcon that. Don't make this girl Michelle, but then call her MJ. One, she's nothing like MJ in any variation of MJ ever. From the very first appearance of MJ in Amazing Spider-Man to Ultimate Spider-Man to the various cartoons to the TV shows, the video game, she represents nothing that MJ is. She represents a totally different character. So Michelle is fine for that character, but don't say it's MJ because it's not MJ. It's clearly not MJ. Another thing that I didn't really care about the first time, but I've seen a lot of people hating on it in reviews, so I brought it up, or I'll bring it up now, is the spider sense. Is that there was no spider sense in this movie. And Kevin Feige, went on record saying, well, there was, but we didn't pay much attention to it. Watching it a second time, I was like, no, there is no spider sense. Don't fucking talk at your ass, Kevin Feige, because the Vulture sneaks up on him several times. If he had any variation of spider sense, no one would be able to sneak up on him. Other than that, I will say I walked out of it the second time actually enjoying the movie. It's still not the best Spider-Man. The people that are jumping on that train saying it's the best Spider-Man movie, you're just wrong. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave your comments in the comment box below. Hit the like, subscribe button. Until next time, guys, as always, I am Robert Storms, and that is my opinion.